Feel the wind picking up with Snyder and JT. Scopes on the turf where the next legends will be. Big college games like the sky with pride. We're breaking down every move from every side. A draft storm is coming, you can feel the rush. Sports 5, I'll got you covered, no need to hush. No better place to find your NFL draft prospects. Ride the whirlwind with insight you can't neglect. Player of the week spotlight steals the show. Underdog upsets make the headlines grow. We scout every snap, every breakout star. Turn raw talent into futures that soar far. Snyder's got his beer and his opinion runs loud. Check our top 25. Draft storm is here, no fear. We'll take the wheel and steer through the fiercest phrase. Fueling our draft storm with the passion we make. From campus turf to stadium roar, we separate the signal from the lore. In the swirl of rumors, we speak the truth. Tune in now, draft storm's your proof. Draft storm is coming, you can feel the rush. Sports 5, I'll got you covered, no need to hush. No better place to find your NFL draft prospects. Draft prospects. Ride the whirlwind with insight you can't neglect. Ride the whirlwind with insight you can't neglect. Growth of it, Chachokai. If it weren't for sports, how would we survive?
All right, good evening. We got a special show tonight, and I say special. This is like the old days when Sammy Davis Jr. and all the other guys, I forgot their names now, Dean Martin, all the guys got together, all the best of the best got together, and they had a show, and it was amazing, sort of like Star Search kind of thing tonight. We got some good football guys on here tonight, and I got start off first though with NFL draft party people. It's going to be in Pittsburgh, but it's going to be at a bar in Pittsburgh for Sports Bible. Lucky 13's Thursday, April 23rd. 75 people. It's going to be a private party. There's going to be helmets. There's going to be jerseys. There's going to be draft picks. There's going to be food. There's going to be beer. It's going to be a great time. So make your plans there. As it gets closer, I'll let you know the details. The tickets will be $40 a ticket for a great night of sports NFL draft. Also, Impact HVAC, man. It's that time of the year. It's cold out in Pittsburgh. We actually had a warm day. It was 40 degrees today, and I almost put a T-shirt on. It felt that good in Pittsburgh. It's been in the single digits at night, like 10 degrees. We had some snow, about 5 inches. So you have need a furnace fixed, need an air conditioner fixed. Call Pittsburgh's best HVAC company, Impact HVAC. Tony Donalo and his crew are always ready to take care of you. Heating and cooling. Tony's birthday is today. So happy birthday, Tony Donalo. One of our bigger sponsors, does a great job for us. You call them at 412-297-1852. They were part of the Impact HVAC Player of the Week this year for us. It was great. Now it's time to bring my partner in. Not my partner, my co-host. The partner sounds.
Thank you. Let's get that straight.
Yeah, the co-host. Schneider, what's going on, man? We got a special one tonight, a playoff special for us.
Yes, and you were talking the Rat Pack. Come on, get your guys straight. Sinatra,
the Rat,
Bishop, Dean Martin, all them guys. Come on.
I said Dean Martin. I couldn't think of Sinatra.
You didn't think Sinatra?
I know. I couldn't believe that. That's usually
Joey
the first
Bishop.
thing to go to. But hey, Schneider, we got some big guests here today. We're gonna start off with the mastermind behind this behind this podcast company. We got lots of different podcasts going on, and he runs it. Let's hear it for Andrew Anderson. He's known as the Villain. He's the Villain's Media. You can see him everywhere. The guy's all over Twitter, which or X. I gotta get some points off of him on how to get big on the X right now. I'm struggling with that. But Andrew, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I can get you everything you need on X. I continue. Just tell people to follow you. You'll be at a couple thousand quickly. I got a nice little following on X.
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
would like
doing
to get
great.
that.
You get a lot of views on X, bro. So you'll be fine.
How's the weather there, right where you're at right now?
It's like 40 degrees, 38 degrees right now. It snows about once every 5 years here, so we ain't got to deal with that.
Wow, we got 40 degrees today, and it snowed a couple days ago. Honestly, I went outside today for the first time in the afternoon because I had to stay home and watch my granddaughter. She was sick. I went outside and it felt like seriously spring. That's how much of a difference between 40 and 20 is here in Pittsburgh, but it felt good. But hey, real quick, this is the guy. This might be the change of the universe might explode right now because the two Chris's are now in the same room. Vandy Chris, how you doing, man?
Man, I am doing fantastic. Actually honored to be on your show. I watch it frequently. I comment frequently.
Yes, you do.
It's just to be an honor to be invited by you to come on and share my thoughts.
Well, it's an honor to have both of you guys, and we might have a couple
the
more.
Vanderbilt thing behind you. The big V.
Ain't that nice,
great.
Right?
It is. That's sweet.
And by the way, these are three of the guys. I'm not just saying this because you three are here right now, but three of the guys. TJ would be there, was one of them as well. But I love your guys' knowledge. Your guys' opinions mean a lot to me, and that's one of the reasons we're doing this tonight. We are expecting possibly James and Terry. Terry just went off on a group chat with us. He might have got banned from Facebook for some of the wording he was using, so we may not see Terry right now. But guys, last week me and Snyder went through and we picked our playoffs all the way through. Mine came out with Indiana, his came out with Ohio State, and now we're gonna see what you guys have in store. I'm gonna bring this up for us right now. Do what we did for me and Snyder here. Let's start at the top like we did. I'm going to start with you, Andrew. James Madison, Oregon, was it an easy decision like it was for me and Snyder?
Yeah. Oregon is going to bust them open quickly. James Madison has no business being in the playoffs. I hate the top 4 or 5 conference games, whatever it is. It's crap, really. However, Oregon is a very good team, and by the end of the year, they were showing people like, hey, we're going to be a problem. I expect this to be a 38-10 type of game.
Snyder said plus 40, and I have it written down. He has plus 40 on this one, so we'll see.
I think it's going to be a butt whooping, yes.
Vandy, Chris, what do you think of this? Same thing? Do you think it's going to be just a whitewash?
I have Oregon winning this game, but I'm cautioning people. This game's going to be a lot closer than what the point spread says it's going to be. This Oregon team is not the same Oregon team you've been watching for the last 5 or 6 years. This team has struggled often this year, putting teams away. They should have lost to Iowa. It's just not the same type of Oregon team. The quarterback, Dante Moore, was not very good at UCLA. He's still got some of the same traits in him. I have Oregon winning, but I think it's going to be a lot closer game than what people expect. I'm thinking like 32-22, somewhere in that neighborhood.
All right.
How against James Madison?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Well, we got something Saturday. I hope we all get on a group chat. I think we have some fun stuff to talk about. I mean, hey, never know, man. You never know, man. You never know what's before. And I'm going to tell you what. He's been right on some things this year. Chris, you've been right on Vandy. Chris, you've been right on some couple of things this year that nobody else was right on. I follow your guys' picks on villains, but again, you've been wrong. We've all been right and wrong. I mean, if we were one of us was always right, then guess what? We wouldn't be here on this podcast right now. We would be probably sunbathing in Hawaii with all the money that we won this year. The next one, we'll go back to you, Vandy. Chris, we'll switch it up here. Alabama, Oklahoma. How do you play this one out?
I'm trying to figure out how Alabama is favored by 1.5 against a team that's beat them 2 straight times. Their quarterback is injured. Their running back is coming back from an injury. Their number 1 tight end has been injured. He's coming back from an injury. And the Oklahoma defense held them in check. I mean, ended up winning the game for them. Yeah, they gave up 400 yards 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? They still won the game because their defense is elite. And I don't think Alabama's got anything to counteract that with, especially with Ty Simpson having back issues.
All right, so you're going to Oklahoma. You're going to Oklahoma. Close one, a low-scoring game?
I think it's going to be similar to the game in Tuscaloosa, maybe 21-17 type ball game.
Okay, so you went with Snyder. Snyder took Oklahoma when we made our picks. Who do you got, Andrew, on this one?
Well, actually, Oklahoma is favored in this game by 1.5. I'm not sure if that changed from earlier or whatever. But Alabama is 100% winning this game. That was a fluke little series that happened with them. Alabama, really, if you watch that game against Georgia, which I watch every minute because my wife's a huge Alabama fan, Alabama was out there. I don't even think they were showing too much. Alabama is a better team than Oklahoma, whether we want to admit it or not. I think Alabama wins this game. I think it's a close one. I think 24-14. I think the Alabama defense offense stays on the field a little more this time, and it won't allow Oklahoma. Oklahoma had 17 opportunities to score last game, and that's not going to happen this time. It's just not. Alabama, the one thing they do the best is run the ball and control the clock, and you're going to see them go back to that in this game. Give me Alabama 21-10.
Andrew, me and you were team Alabama, and Chris are team Oklahoma. So that's a nice. So we got a little switch up there. Andrew, sticking with you now, we go to Ole Miss Tulane. Just to let you know, Snyder said plus 35 on this one. He said Ole Miss 35.
And they beat him the first time around.
Yeah, they beat him pretty bad. And Andrew, before you make your picks, explain to people real quick what you do with Villain Media and what goes on with them.
We just have a lot that we do. Everybody has their podcasts or shows. Me personally, I got an X that's doing really well. It's at monetization stage. Facebook just sent me something. I'll be back monetized on them. I was monetized on Facebook before until they messed me up. Lots of content, man. Mostly sports. Me personally, I'm kind of going away from sports a little bit on my own podcast. We're doing a lot of food, entertainment, video games. I really want to get into that, but every show on there is just great, bro. Draft Storm, Football Frame of Mind, Golden Broom, No Mercy. We just have a good time, and we come together. We want to put out a good product, and that's pretty much what we're doing. I've got so many followers everywhere, man, and so do everybody else. That's pretty much what we do, man. We want to be your source for entertainment when you're scrolling the internet. Period.
Yeah, he's got a great connection, man. A great. We're gonna play the commercial here in a little bit. You'll see all the different schools involved. I mean, we're here in Pittsburgh, so you got the Pitt Penn State connection. You got Iowa, you got Vanderbilt, you got South Carolina, you got Tennessee. You got a bunch of different schools involved with this organization. That's what I want to talk to you about tomorrow when we have sometime, Andrew, to have a little meeting. Are you team Ole Miss as well?
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, and Chris loves the underdog. That's what he's talking about. James Madison Club. He's probably gonna say the same thing here. Lane Kiffin's gone and all that. And I get it. And that's gonna impact this. Lane Kiffin not being there is 100% gonna impact this game. That's just fact. We have to deal with it. However, Ole Miss is going to beat the bloody hell out of Tulane. I'm looking at like a 45-13 type of game. This will not be close. Ole Miss and Pete Golden's out there to prove a point. They're pissed off. They've been pissed on. People are making fun of them, and they're about to take it out on Tulane to the tune of maybe a 30-point spread here.
I said 35. So
yeah, you said 35. Close. Yeah, you thought pretty close on that. All right, Chris, Vandy, Chris. I'm sorry. I'm going to call you Chris because he's Snyder, so it's easy just to call you Chris.
That's good.
And by the way, Alabama is favored by 1.5 points.
Okay. That's what I saw last night was Alabama by 1.5 points.
I just looked it up. They're a 1.5 point favorite right now.
ESPN has Oklahoma. I just want you to see ESPN has Oklahoma 1.5.
I believe you. I looked it up here, and it's close no matter what.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one. Yes.
So here's where I'm different. So the management of the game issues is going to come into play here. Pete Golding has never done it. We know with Lane Kiffin, when it's 4th and 1 at the 40, you're going for it. What's Pete Golding going to do? Is he going to drop back a punt? Is he going to go for it? The game management matters. And what we know of Pete Golding is he has none. He has no game management. The first time these two teams played early in the year, it was Jake Retzloff's second game. He'd been on campus at Tulane less than 6 weeks. Didn't even go through a full fall camp. And this Tulane team is not the same team that came into that game. I think Tulane's gotten better. I think the game management stuff from Lane Kiffin that's not going to be there is going to have an effect. I'm actually picking Tulane to pull an upset here. And if it's anything we know, other than that one game this year, Tulane has given Ole Miss absolute fits every time they played them.
I love you, Chris, but I think you're going to be very disappointed on Saturday because I don't think this game's going to be close at all.
I think it's a blowout. I think Chambliss has gotten much better at quarterback.
Yeah,
I think Ole Miss is just going to wipe their butts with them.
Me too.
I think these first two games, I think those two are not going to be very interesting. I mean, you have a good Friday and one good Saturday.
Is this the same Trinidad Chambliss that with 2 weeks to go in the season that Lane Kiffin was complaining about bringing some of his Division II football to the game with him at Ole Miss?
Oh, probably was, but still, he's putting up numbers. He looks good. He's not great. I'm not saying he's a Heisman Trophy winner, but he's better than anything Tulane has.
So,
Tulane's,
he's above
Tulane's
average.
best win. Tulane's best win is against Duke in a close game.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I will say, going to pick games this year and seeing Notre Dame on the sideline, seeing like Youngstown State on the sideline, seeing these different teams on the sideline, Tulane is not going to be built like a Division I powerhouse kind of school, man. It's crazy when I watch Pitt play Notre Dame or Pitt play even Miami late in the year. It's a whole different feeling, man. These kids from Ole Miss are going to be way bigger, way faster than these kids from Tulane. I'm not putting the kids from Tulane down. I'm just saying it's a different atmosphere. It's a quad A school playing a single A school, basically.
And yet, despite that, 4 out of the last 5 games that Tulane's played against Ole Miss have been dogfights and gone down to the last 5 minutes of the game.
Hey, look. South Carolina beat Vanderbilt 29 times out of 34. They didn't this year. Things change, man. And this James Madison love, they played one P4 school this year and they lost by 14. Oregon is beating the bloody piss out of them. I just don't go back to that.
I don't deny Oregon's going to beat them. I just don't think it's going to be that bad because what we've seen out of Oregon is they are not the same team that we've watched.
They're not
the
as
last
good.
5 or 6
I agree
years.
with you. They're not as good. It's just who they're playing.
It's 21 points spread.
Not good.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you what, Chris. If you hit on this Tulane game in the middle of the game, if you're about to win this thing, I'm gonna get your address. But I think I have your address because I sent you a draft guide or a draft notebook. I will send you a box of something expensive that you and your family can munch on because I'll be like, that's a hell of a pick, man. Because
you can send them the case of beer you owe me.
Okay, I do owe you a case of beer.
That's just crazy talk.
That's because of Darnell. I'm not gonna get into it, but Darnell Mooney owes me a case of beer, so that's what happened. All right, Chris, we're gonna stick with you now. This is a game, and I know Snyder loves this game. He thinks it's the best game of the weekend in the playoffs, and I have to agree with him. I think it's either this or the Alabama game. But Miami, A&M. I think this is a great matchup, man. Who do you have in this one?
So I was doing some research today, and I learned that the last time that Miami went to Texas A&M had their cavalry out on the field on the Miami sidelines an hour before the game. And they let them do their business all over the sidelines. I think Texas A&M is going to pull some kind of stunt to get under Miami's skin. I think that environment with 105,000 fans is going to get to Carson Beck, and I think he's going to have one of those games where he just likes to pepper the field with the ball and throw it all over the place. I've got Texas A&M winning this. I think it's going to be somewhere 45-38 type ball game, but I have Texas A&M winning at home.
All right, you're on JT's side with that. I took A&M. Andrew, who do you got in this one? This is a great matchup, man. I got to watch Miami the last week against Pitt, and they were impressive defensively.
So this is the best matchup of the weekend, by the way. And honestly, it's not even close. I think Alabama handles business against Oklahoma pretty good. Man, we until a few broken weeks, man, a lot of us had Miami at number 1 in the poll for a lot of the year. And that was for a reason. Miami can be dangerous when they need to be. We talk about how great Marcel Reed was and how he should have been in the Heisman discussion, but Carson Beck shouldn't. Well, I mean, Carson Beck threw for more yards, had a better completion percentage, and they both had 25-10 touchdown to interception ratio. So let's not act like Carson Beck can't go out there and get the job done. I struggle on this game because I see Miami winning this by a field goal because A&M can't stop anybody, but I just can't see A&M losing the game at home. So this has been tearing me apart. I'm going to go Texas A&M, but my confidence level is under 20%.
All right, so we got 3 of the 4
on this one.
Yeah, Snyder, you're on your own. So we got 2. So we got Snyder alone with Miami. And
I wouldn't say I love with them. I said this game comes down to whether if Carson Beck plays well, they win. If he is subpar, then they're going to lose.
I agree. That's what I say. I struggle with this so much because that it's going to be a fantastic game, is what I'm saying. I can't wait to watch it.
All right, guys. Yep. Round 2. Now we're into the good stuff now. So I guess we all have. Let's start with you, Andrew. We all have Oregon versus Texas Tech. Andrew, who do you got in this one?
Texas Tech, man, good team, spent a lot of money. It's just hard to gel that quickly. Oregon also spent a lot of money, and they've been together a little bit longer, in my opinion. They got Nike money there. I think Oregon's fantastic. Y'all said you don't think they're as good as the Oregons of the past. I think they are. I think Oregon wins this game.
All right, so that's the first one. Me and Snyder both took Tech. Who do you got? Who do you got, Chris, on this one?
So I'm going to give away a secret. I'm going to go back to 1 year ago this week, when the playoffs started. Every team that had a first-round bye last year in the first ever 12-team college football playoff lost. That trend is going to continue this year. I only have one team that gets a first-round bye winning. It's not Texas Tech. I have Oregon moving on.
Wow. So we got 2 Oregons, 2 Texas Techs here.
I agree with him 100% on that pick. I think Oregon's better than Texas Tech.
Wow, 2 Oregons, 2 Texas Techs. That's gonna be a nice little trouble. We got another guy in the booth right now too. Let's bring him in. I don't have no music for you though. Let's hear it for James from No Mercy Sports. James, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Can't complain.
James, I've got to catch you up to speed right now. We got to get you caught up to the second round. Without giving too much of a detail on your picks, Oregon, James Madison, who do you got?
Oregon by a landslide.
Oklahoma, Alabama, who do you got?
Well, Alabama has a 3-loss team, yet somehow they're in the college football playoffs. But Oklahoma was really able to turn it around this year, go from 6-6 to getting into the top 10. I like Oklahoma in this game, honestly.
Okay, so you got right now we're at so you make 3 now. We got 3 guys for Oklahoma. Me and Andrew are Alabama guys. Ole Miss, Tulane.
Ole Miss, like, look, it's they're going. It's an SEC stadium, and SEC stadiums are one of the toughest places to play, especially with the crowd that gets going. Whether it's a night game, day game, it doesn't matter. You got 100,000 plus drunk fans screaming at the top of their lungs, getting inside your head.
James, I'm going to tell you something. We have 4 guys who picked Ole Miss. 1 picked Tulane. Can you guess who picked Tulane?
You're right.
Got it. You got it. Miami, Texas A&M. This is a good one, man. This is one we just finished up with.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you said, this is definitely going to be the game of the week. This is one where everybody's asses are going to be in seats, eyes glued to the TV. But look, this is College Stadium, 105 plus thousand people screaming at the top of their lung. Texas A&M with arguably one of the best entrances in college football. That aside, though, Texas A&M has been looking great all season. They've gotten to the top 3. They were one of the final undefeated teams during the regular season. Miami, honestly, I think that crowd is going to get to Carson Beck, and he's going to look the same way he did when he played against Louisville.
All right, so we got 2 games where one guy's by himself. This game is Snyder has Miami, only Miami guy, and then of course Chris is the only guy with Tulane. So now to catch you up, second round. Before we pick your game, you picked Oregon. So Oregon, Texas Tech. Let people know about your podcast you have, man. It's great podcast. I've been on it several times.
Yeah, so every Friday, try to get on at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Recently came into a new job at 511. So there's definitely some nights where I'm working the close. So try to get on a little later, but either way, still doing the show. It is the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find on social media. Look, we hold nothing back, obviously, because talk shows on ESPN are too busy coddling and beating around the bush about certain subjects where it's like, oh, we need to be sensitive because fuck that shit. They need a goddamn reality check. Cam Newton of all people does as well. Same with Ryan Clark.
Hey, I'm not uncensored. What the hell, man? This ain't this show's not uncensored. I'm gonna have to say this one's not for the kids when I do the YouTube thing. It's not made for kids. This one,
like I said, all these talk shows on ESPN and FS1 beat around the bush. They walk on eggshells with certain topics, and they're just like, "Oh, it's okay, baby. You'll get them next." Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of here.
all right.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go on that show and I'll bury them worse than The Undertaker did throughout his 30-year career.
Texas
And trust
Tech,
me, he got buried alive quite a few times.
Texas Tech, Oregon, man. You're going to be on. We're split down the middle here. We got 2 Oregons, 2 Texas Techs. What side are you on?
I mean, Oregon is a great team. This is sure to be a great matchup to start off the quarterfinals. But the way that Texas Tech has been looking this year, they routed BYU in the Big 12 championship. They spent over $20 million in the transfer portal. That product showed on the field. I'm taking Texas Tech in this one.
All right, so you break the tie. We got 3 Texas Tech.
Oil money comes through.
Yeah, that's the oil money, man.
They spent that much in the portal. I think they spent that much on their roster in total. Because that's a lot of damn money to spend in the portal.
No, that was portal. If I understand it correct.
Yeah, I think it was.
If I understand it correct, that was portal.
All right, so we're going to start back with Andrew now for the next matchup, which you have Alabama, Indiana.
Yeah.
Who do you got here, man?
This is where Indiana's magical season comes to an end. We saw what happened when they played a couple of good defenses this year. Ohio State missed a field goal. 27-yard field goal. Never happened again. The game goes different if otherwise. That's called a variable, right? Alabama's a better team than Indiana. That's just how I feel. That's just my opinion. I think Alabama beats Indiana here.
Wow.
So Indiana, Oregon had no thing in that for you?
What was that?
Indiana going to Oregon and beating them.
I mean, I think Oregon's a better team now than they were earlier in the year. And that's why we should do a playoff based on, how the team performed as they progress. That's just how I feel about that. I feel like Oregon has progressed better than any other team in the nation from where they were to where they're at right now. And Indiana beat them, and that's great. Alabama. I got Alabama.
Vandy, Chris, you before you make your pick here, you have Oklahoma, Indiana, right? Yeah, you have Oklahoma, Indiana. Let people know what you do. You're not just a guest on shows. You run some of your own podcasts as well. What podcast are you a part of, my man?
So on Tuesday nights at 8:30 Central Time, me and my friend Cody, we started the Golden Broom podcast 4 years ago. The first podcast I ever stepped foot in. I've grown into my own skin. I've got to where I enjoy hearing myself talk. I enjoy seeing myself on camera. It's really something that I've become accustomed to doing. That's on Tuesday nights. On Thursday nights, I'm on Villains the Podcast along with Andrew and James and a couple other individuals, Terry and Andrew's wife. And then on Sunday evenings, I do a high school show. It covers high school football in the state of Tennessee. Nothing else. And I call that one Spot the Ball.
Fantastic podcast, though.
You're a busy man. So you got Oklahoma, Indiana. Are you? Is this where the number one team goes away for you as well, or do you have Indiana pulling this one?
So, fun thing about Oklahoma, most of their struggles this year have been after John Mateer got hurt. He's going into the Alabama game the healthiest he's been since that time. I think this is the game against Indiana where the offense finally gets on track and starts playing the way they were early in the season. And fun thing about Indiana, offensively, they're not going to do anything that Oklahoma hasn't seen this year. I think Oklahoma's got the best defense in the country. I think Indiana goes down.
Wow. So we're down to 2 Indianas, 1 Alabama, and an Oklahoma. James, you have hold on, let me get this right. I'm trying to write this all down. You have Oklahoma, right? You took Oklahoma.
Yeah, I got Oklahoma versus
Indiana.
The thing that's really impressed me the most about Indiana is the fact that it took Kurt Cignetti 2 years to turn that program around. He's got a Heisman Trophy winner at quarterback right now. They're riding, and they won the Big Ten championship for the first time in 57 years. They are riding an insane wave of momentum right now. And honestly, I'm going to take Indiana in this matchup.
All right, so we got 3 Indianas, an Alabama, and an Oklahoma. So I like this. I like this a lot. Let's go, James. We're going to stick with you. We're going to go backwards now for this pick. You have Ole Miss, Georgia, the SEC matchup. Good SEC matchup. Who do you got here?
Honestly, this is going to be another good matchup, but in some ways it could go the other way where it is just insanely lopsided. Georgia has looked like one of the best teams in the SEC. Same thing goes for Alabama. Credit to Ty Simpson where it's due for going into a place like Georgia and getting the win. But since then, Georgia's been on a tear. They keep that momentum going. They get the win over Ole Miss and move on to the semifinals.
All right, thanks. So we got 3 Georgias right now. Vandy, Chris, who do you got in this one, man? You got Tulane, Georgia.
Yes, I have Tulane pulling the upset over Ole Miss. Walking into Athens, Georgia is not going to do them any favors. This is where you're going to see a difference between SEC athletes versus G5, because there's no way Tulane's going in there and beating Georgia at Georgia. Georgia wins that game by at least 4 touchdowns.
Right.
You're going to see Tulane against SEC athletes here, like Ole Miss and SEC. You're killing me, man. I love it. I love you, Chris.
Look at the difference between Georgia and Ole Miss. It's not close. It's not close.
Andrew, you gonna make us a clean sweep for Georgia?
So Georgia and Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is a good team. Are they beating Georgia? Absolutely not. So give me Georgia. I think Georgia wins this convincingly because Kirby Smart's been sending messages lately, and he'll send another one right here.
All right, so we got a clean sweep. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 5 for 5 on Georgia, which I can't agree with what Ian's guys said any more than what Ian said. I think Ole Miss is a good team, but they're not in Georgia's. They don't play like Georgia. I mean, Georgia, except for that Alabama game, which was a little bit of a stumper for me. I thought they were starting to become one of the better teams in the country down the stretch.
We all like Alabama ain't good.
No, Alabama is good, but I just thought I didn't see that coming. They were struggling going into that game a little bit, Alabama, and they turned it around when they had to.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna stick with you, Andrew. Now, you have A&M versus Ohio State.
Yeah. I think A&M's a fantastic team, but this is where the year ends for them. Like A&M can't stop nobody. We saw that against Texas. We saw that against a bunch of teams this year. We saw that against Arkansas. That's a problem. Ohio State is a scientifically championship team in every facet of the game: offense, defense, special teams, in the trenches, you name it. Ohio State does it better than anybody.
Maybe not their field goal kicker. Maybe their kicker might have to change.
Yeah, maybe their kicker. But outside of that, Ohio State's a better team than Texas A&M, and they're going to win this game.
I totally agree with that. Vandy, Chris, what do you got here, man? This is are you pulling out you getting the number 1 and number 2 team out, or does Ohio State survive the A&M?
So, as I mentioned, in 2024, all 4 teams that had first round byes lost their first game. This year I have 1 team that drew a bye in the first round winning. That was Georgia. Texas A&M can score with anybody in the country. I'm not sold that Ohio State's defense is as good as some of the teams we've seen in the SEC. A lot of that comes from a weak schedule. They really don't play anybody, so obviously their numbers are going to look better. Kind of like Notre Dame. Yeah, they won 10 straight games, but 5 of those wins came against teams that went 5-36 in conference play and 13-47 overall. That's not a good schedule. Notre Dame had no place beating their chest. I think Ohio State's built the same way on a weak schedule. I think Texas A&M goes in there and matches them point for point. I think they win a 40-35 type ball game.
Woo! Wow. I love you, Chris, but if you think Texas beating Ohio State, man, you crazy. You as crazy as if somebody would have picked Tulane beating Ole Miss.
Chris, you're not
everybody had Oregon winning last year, and they got ran out in the first round.
It happens, but I don't think we're going to see that here.
You're not in a garage with your car running right now, are you?
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right, so you got the first thing. James, are you gonna double up with Chris here, or are you gonna make it a 4 out of 5 for Ohio State?
Listen, the fucking White Sox will win another World Series before I agree with this dude right here. Look, Ohio State is pissed. They are going to run the friggin' table after losing in the Big Ten championship to, of all teams, Indiana. It was a hell of a game. I know Ryan Day is pissed. I know that Ohio State offense and defense are pissed, and they're looking to take their anger out on somebody. Unfortunately for them, that somebody's going to be Texas A&M.
And by the way, he said No Mercy Sports. I love the Iceman sunglasses. By the way, that's not Richard Pryor in whiteface, just so you know. It is James. If you ever listen to the wording, no. That is James. All right, so we got 4 out of 5 Ohio States, which Chris, I'm telling you what, Chris, if you hit on this Ohio State and Tulane games, I'm telling you what, man, I'm gonna ask you for some lottery numbers by Sunday. So we're into the I guess we're into the semis now. Before we get to the semis, though, I'm going to throw a commercial up there. This will explain to you guys a little bit what Villain Sports is all about. I don't even know if this is an older commercial too, Andrew. So it's not going to be the whole process of what you do. I mean, you have so much stuff going on, but stick around for the commercial. We'll be back right after this, guys. All right, we are back. And real fast before we get going again, I want to wish happy birthday to Tony Donalo from Impact HVAC. If you're in the need of a furnace, this is the time of the year to do it, man. You don't want to mess around too much longer. We were in the 20s and the 10s and the teens earlier here in Pittsburgh, so it wasn't real fun if you didn't have a furnace working. But if you have any problems with your furnace or air conditioner, call Impact HVAC 412-297-1852. Tony, great, one of my great advertisers. He did the Impact HVAC Player of the Week this year, and to be honest, Diego Pavia from Vanderbilt was the only multiple week winner in that award for Sports Bible this year. So we are now into the semifinals, guys. See if I can remember all these picks. Now we're going to start with Andrew. Andrew, you had Alabama and
Oregon.
So you have Alabama, Oregon. I'm going to start writing these down now, the actual matchup. So Andrew is Alabama, Oregon. Are you going to stick with Alabama? Is this a thing where your wife is telling you better pick Alabama, or you're not sleeping in bed for the next couple of weeks?
No. Actually, Oregon wins this game. I think Alabama's a fantastic team. I think Alabama got a real break with Oklahoma and Indiana, to be honest with you. I think they just match up with them teams well with what they do with the football. I think it just they do really well controlling the clock, playing good defense. That's a problem for Oklahoma and Indiana. But when it comes to Oregon, it's not going to work that way. Oregon is a very well-coached team, and they adjust as the game goes. They don't have like one game plan, and we're just going to run. All right, they literally make the best in-game adjustments, I think, of anybody in the nation. I got Oregon going to the national championship game.
All right, so you got Oregon. Where me and Snyder, well, we both had Indiana here, I think. Yeah, we both had Indiana in the finals. So you got Oregon. We go on to let's go to James. James, you have I'm trying to get these picks right now. You have I'm trying to think now. I'm getting them mixed up. Do you have Oklahoma?
No, Indiana and Texas Tech.
Okay, Indiana, Texas Tech. That's what I had as well. Who do you have in this one, man?
I mean, look, this is the thing about Indiana. They've had a hell of a season this year, but ultimately, when you look at what Texas Tech has did last offseason, spending that money that they spent, the product showing on the field, and in the end, you only came out to one loss and routed a very good BYU team in the Big 12 championship. I mean, Indiana is going to be back with a vengeance next year. I'm taking Texas Tech to move on to the national championship.
All right, so we're getting some different picks here. You got Texas Tech, we got Oregon from this top part of this bracket. I got to get yours right now. Here you got. Let's see, Chris, you have James Madison going all the way. So you have James. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You had Oregon beating Madison, but you had. I'm trying to get this right now. Let's see. You had Oregon beating Texas Tech, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you have Oregon versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
Yes. So what we've seen out of Oregon this year, when they've played good teams defensively, they have really, really struggled. Iowa is a perfect example of that. They should have lost that game. They were losing with 2 minutes to play. I'm taking Oklahoma. Best defense in the country. They're going to shut Oregon's offense down. I think this is where the Dante Moore from UCLA makes his appearance. And I have Oklahoma moving on to play for the national championship.
Wow, I love this, man. We got two Indianas, an Oklahoma, an Oregon, and a Texas Tech. You can't beat that right now. That's nice. We're gonna stick with you, Chris, as we went through the route. We're gonna go backwards as you know. I'm gonna get this right. You got you had Georgia been in that part, and you have A&M. So you have Georgia A&M.
Yep. I actually think Georgia handles business pretty handily against Texas A&M. I don't think Texas A&M has played a defense as good as what they're going to see against Georgia. I think this is going to be Marcel Reed's swan song. I got Georgia moving on to play for the national championship.
All right, so we have our first Georgia in the national title game. We have 2 Ohio States and a Georgia right now. Timothy, I'm good learning the college football game while watching you, John. Sorry, and eating a Christmas tree cake. I don't think my day can get better. Whatever suits your horn, man. If that makes your day good, then eat that Christmas tree cake, man. I haven't had a Christmas tree cake in a long time. That's Andrew, that might be one of the things on one of your shows, man. That Christmas tree cake could be one of them holiday foods. Let's
Could
go
be.
to what's that?
No, I said it could be.
Yeah, it could be, man. So we got some different things. We got Oklahoma, Georgia is gonna be Chris's final. Andrew, you already have Oregon reaching the finals. Your bottom part is going to be, if I ain't mistaken, it's going to be Ohio State and Georgia.
Yes.
That's what me and Snyder had too. We have Ohio State versus Georgia. Who do you have winning that game?
This is going to be my favorite game of the whole year. These are the best 2 teams in college football. I said all year long that Georgia's the best team in college football, not named Ohio State. I mean, that's just how I feel.
You have said that. I've seen you say it a bunch of times, man. You've been saying it for weeks. I have.
Yes. These are the best 2 teams in the country. What I'm going to see here is Georgia is the hottest team in the country right now. Alabama is a very good team and is gonna get a couple of playoff wins, in my opinion. And Georgia dismantled them from the beginning. Took away everything they were trying to do. Kirby Smart's the best coach in college football. If you don't agree with that, then you're just a hater. And I hate Georgia. I'm a Gamecock fan.
No, he made Simpson look bad in that game. Terrible.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Alabama couldn't do nothing.
Well, part of that is Ty Simpson has had an injury since the Missouri game. That's why his numbers have fallen off. That's why he hasn't looked good.
Well, regardless, Alabama could do nothing. They couldn't even run the ball in that game. I think Georgia wins this game. I think it's the best game of the year. My confidence level is 50-50, to be honest with you, and I have to flip a coin because they're the best 2 teams in the country. I think what Georgia did to Alabama was Kirby Smart sending a message, and that message is, this is my year, so give me Georgia.
All right, we got Oregon, Georgia for you. We got Oklahoma, Georgia for Chris, and we have Ohio State, Indiana for both me and Schneider. James, you have Texas Tech in the final.
Yes, sir.
And you have Texas Tech, and now down here you have Georgia, Ohio State.
Yes, sir.
Who's
So
picking to come through this one, man? It is a great game. It is a great game, man. You can't go wrong either way.
I mean, I was literally about to say Georgia versus Ohio State is a straight up national championship game that isn't going to be the national championship game. Like Andrew said, these are the 2 best teams in the country right now. Georgia showing that they were the best team in the SEC, sending a message to Alabama in the way that they did. Ohio State, they are still going to be out for blood, losing to Indiana in the Big Ten championship. I'm expecting nothing but fireworks for this game. But in the end, there's a reason that Kirby Smart is the type of coach that he is for a team like Georgia. He has shown it probably since their first national championship back in 2022, 2023. I really like Georgia in this game, and I really see them going to the national championship. But this is going to be a very close game.
Wow, we have no Ohio States in the final except for me and Schneider. Me and Schneider went.
I was going to say, hold on, I got him.
Yeah, I have them too, man. And we're gonna go into the finals, and I'm gonna start the finals with what I thought. And I'm not a big storybook kind of guy, like, oh, it's a storybook season, but I do believe that sometimes the numbers play out for teams, and they had that magical run. And I think it's Indiana this year, man. I have Indiana, Ohio State. I think I think Mendoza has proven in the tough games, man, he comes up big. He does what he has to do. Indiana's defense is very underrated. I know they're not the best in the country, maybe on paper, but I'll tell you what, man, anytime I've watched them play this year, I've been fully impressed. They beat Ohio State once. It was a close one. I think it's going to be very close to end it too. But I have Indiana, and I go with the storybook season, man. Mendoza, the Heisman, Indiana. I think Signetti he's already cashing any kind of check he wants right now, and this dude's going to have that for the rest of his career. He's going to cash any kind of money he wants the rest of the time. I have Indiana winning it. Schneider, explain your finals.
Well, I had the same two schools, Ohio State, Indiana, just a different winner. I don't think anyone's going to beat it. I think Indiana's the best coached team in the whole playoffs. I don't think anyone's better than Signetti. He's proven over the last 2 years, bringing a crap program to where they are now and going into these places and winning big games. I don't think it was even close. But I think Ohio State's still a better team. That last game was close by a missed field goal and a questionable fourth down call. I still like Ohio State to take it all.
Okay, we're gonna start. I'm gonna go with we're gonna go with James to start his finals pick. So we have one Ohio State, one Indiana. James, you have Texas Tech, Georgia. Nice matchup, man. The Texas Tech's another team, but you could say sort of like a storybook season for them as well.
Oh yeah, no, they've definitely had a storybook season thus far. Again, when you look at what they've been, the amount of money that they've been spending and everything like that, it's insane. And man, oh man, the product on the field has really spoken volumes for Texas Tech. But the last time that we saw a Texas team in the national championship was TCU, and ironically, the team that they played was Georgia, and that wasn't even a national championship type game with what the final score read. As much as I love the Red Raiders and what they've been doing this year, Georgia's getting that national championship.
All right,
Maybe even in the same fashion that they did against TCU.
All right, so we got a Georgia, we got Ohio State, we got an Indiana. Andrew, let's go to you. We'll finish up with Chris. Chris can take the finale because I got to get going here soon because I got a fantasy podcast at 8:30. Fantasy football, not a fantasy like picking girls, which I would pick Penny from Big Bang Theory if we got to do that, but that ain't what it is. It's a sports one. Andrew, you got Alabama, Oregon. And I'm sorry, you got Oregon, Georgia. I'm sorry, I got your pick before that. Oregon versus Georgia.
Yeah, Oregon versus Georgia. I think this is how I see it going down. I think these two teams, just the way the brackets line up, just the way that it has to go for me, I'm looking at the matchups, and I think this is what we're going to see. I think Georgia's better. If I got Ohio State could win that game, I'm picking Ohio State in this spot as well. If I had Ohio State beating Georgia, I went back and forth. Either one of those teams beat Oregon, in my opinion. But I think Georgia's just got something extra right now. So give me Georgia to win the national championship.
All right, we got our first multiple. We got two Georgias, an Indiana, and Ohio State, and that brings us to Chris, who has James Madison versus Tulane. What? I'm playing with you. I got a bunch of balls. Oklahoma versus Georgia. So is Georgia going to get the three-peat with us?
Not so fast.
Uh-oh.
So just like last year, when everybody said the bracket set up perfectly for Ohio State playing the first round game, and the way the bracket lined up for them, the bracket lines up the same exact way for Oklahoma. They're getting an Alabama that's damaged with an injured quarterback that they've beaten 2 straight times. They're getting an Indiana that's missing their best defensive lineman and got another player suspended that's not going to throw anything different at them that they haven't seen all season. They're just a better defensive team than Oregon is on offense. This bracket sets up perfectly. Georgia is another one of those teams. Their offense isn't spectacular. Their defense is legit. It's going to be a defensive type ball game. I think your final score is going to be somewhere in the 17-10, 21-17 range. and I have the Oklahoma Sooners winning the national championship on this 12-team college football playoff.
I wouldn't have Oklahoma beaten any of the 4 teams with a first-round bye, so that's a bold pick.
I'm gonna tell you
They're
what.
going to beat
Right now.
Alabama. They're going to
gonna
beat
make-
overrated Alabama.
No, we're just saying the 4 teams that got a bye. I wouldn't have Oklahoma beating Texas Tech, Indiana, Georgia, or Ohio State, and I don't have them beating Alabama.
Texas Tech or Indiana with their best defensive lineman out with an injury, and their other star players suspended.
I
just don't see
think
them.
Oklahoma's that good.
I'm gonna make a deal with you guys because we got 2 Georgias, we got an Indiana, we got an Ohio State, and we got an Oklahoma. So what we're gonna do is for once the playoffs are over, the winning guy, which one of us have to win this. I mean, chances are if all of us bank these picks and a random team comes through, and then we're pretty bad. I mean, I can't see any team that we didn't pick coming in. I mean, I would say if I had to put it in order, maybe Texas Tech and Oregon would be my only 2 teams. I would say, yeah, you know what, they possibly could because none of us picked them to win it. But whoever wins is coming on. I'm gonna celebrate your pick. If you're 2 Georgia guys and it's come on together, but it doesn't matter because it's my show and Indiana's gonna win, so I'll be by myself. So I'm just playing. I like how Andrew does that. My confidence factor with Indiana is 20-80. I mean, it's the chance of picking a team right now and getting them to go through. But I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna give some points out during this. We're gonna have a little group chat here, and I'm gonna tell you what, Snyder's not on Facebook, so we'll maybe hook him up with like a cell phone chat with everybody. But I'm gonna tell you what, the points. Chris, you have the best chance of winning point wise. If one of your games hit, you're gonna win, man. I'm gonna give you 1,000 points if Tulane wins that game against Ole Miss. But
I'll take them.
But I'm gonna tell you what,
line
guys.
is it?
Whose line is it? But I'm gonna tell you guys what. I appreciate your guys' picks and opinions. And guys, if you get any chance out there, you're watching out there right now. You get a chance to watch any Andrews shows, any of the No Mercy Sports, anything that Chris is on with the Vanderbilts and the Tennessee stuff. And you got me and Snyder here with the I'm telling you, it's great. It's great fun, man. They do a great job with college football. I love having these guys on. I love being on their shows as well. They're very talented guys. So you get a chance to get out there and talk to them guys. Guys, thank you guys so much. I got to get ready for a fantasy football podcast, but I appreciate your picks, and we'll be talking about these picks as we go down each week. Me and Snyder are here every Wednesday night at 7. We're going to talk each week. We go through, so I'm going to be like, oh, Snyder, guess what, man? We're still ahead of the pack, or you know what, man? We shit the bed, man. We didn't see Tulane.
There's going to be an upset somewhere. Don't worry.
Guys, definitely there is going to be. But Snyder, James, Andrew, Chris, I love you all. Thank you guys so much for doing this today.
Appreciate you inviting us on.